Hi, I'm Jenny Kim.
And I'm Daniel Kelly. And we're going to talk about
How not to get fired as a musician.
And we felt we needed some advice on this, so we asked for some.
My name is Jim Thatcher, and I've never been fired.
There are some clear no-nos which, if you've survived junior high school, should be somewhat obvious.
Not that any musical colleague would ever engage in junior high antics.
But even with the best of intentions, occasionally something can puncture your ego and your instincts go juvenile.
You don't have a big ego.
Oh, thank you. Neither do you.
And I'm going to take a few minutes to think about what I said earlier. I might need to amend it.
There are orchestra positions that come with tenure, and many musicians freelance, doing shows, studio work, and as many great gigs as they can fit in. Here in Los Angeles, most players enjoy a mix of both.
Of course, we should really be addressing how to get all of that great work.
But that's an entirely different subject. Though sometimes the ways musicians get their work can also become a reason they lose their work.
Hi, Daniel. What are you doing here?
I was in the neighborhood, and I just happened to have this chocolate pecan pie with me.
Well, thanks. No one's ever given me a gift before.
The problem with freelancing in a non-tenured musical scene is that practically anything can be grounds for not getting called again.
Though obviously, almost everything we're about to say would apply to keeping a tenure job as well.
So here are some of our favorite no-nos, and of course, neither of us have ever done any of these ourselves.
Forgetting your instrument, or your mouthpiece, your bow, your mutes, your reeds, your mallets, your pencil, your...
Accepting a job that involves something you know you can't play or learn.
Like improvising some French horn funk in the key of not happening.
Or saying yes to playing a doubling instrument you've never even practiced.
Double booking, whether on purpose, thinking that one of the jobs might get canceled, or by not paying attention to details, which I've never done year after year when February and March have practically the same layout.
Being thrilled you've got a tacit, and then dropping your knitting needles in the middle of a take.
Hello again, Daniel.
Hi, Jim. I don't suppose you like fish?
Stating out loud that the previous principal, or any other principal, sounds better.
There aren't any other principal horns in LA, are there?
Plain louder than the principal.
Insisting on phrasing things differently from the principal.
Asking questions from any chair that's not principal.
Being happy you have a tacit so you can oil your horn, and then dropping your valve caps in the middle of a take.
Preluding, which is playing something that's in your part, louder than you need to, maybe even over and over before a rehearsal or a session.
Especially if you aren't playing it.
But you can go one step further down that sweet path to not getting called again and play someone else's solo or part.
Or my part. I dare ya.
Not paying attention to the dress code? Bright red socks with your concert dress? I don't think so.
Playing chess during a performance. And though it wasn't horn players, this did happen in a major orchestra. And they got fired.
Dropping your phone in the middle of, well, anything.
Daniel, what a surprise to see you again.
Good morning, Jim. I had a friend make you a Wagner tuba cozy.
How nice.
Being late. Once in a while for an unavoidable reason, but while being consistent is important in regards to performance accuracy, being consistently late will get you fired.
Being late because of close calls. Like accepting a rehearsal at 7:30 100 miles away when you know your daytime session will most likely hold you until 7.
Lying about it when you do get unlucky. And then totally eating it when your employer happens to find out where you really were.
Being a bad colleague, paying more attention to Sudoku or Instagram or Crossy Road than what you're being paid for.
Neglecting to shower.
Not recognizing someone's personal boundaries, especially when you've neglected to shower.
Acting like a stubborn mule and refusing to follow instructions, either from the conductor or your section leader.
Being arrogant.
Bringing your drama to work.
My pet ostrich died. And I'm going to hit that subject as much as I can today.
My boyfriend dumped me. Have I mentioned that more than 30 times today?
Oh, tell us more.
And can we go over the deets at least 5 more times during lunch? With 8 players there, all totally getting why your significant other might want to ghost you?
Have I ever told you guys about the many joys of having 5 young children?
Wow, you're back. What did you bring me today?
I brought you some fudgy brownies.
Dropping your mute in the middle of a take And if it matters, I've actually dropped all of these things at some point on a job.
So what have we left out? It seems like there are just so many things to get wrong.
Bragging about how much money you make.
Being the class clown, especially if you're a sub or don't yet have tenure in a group.
Anything else?
Gig dropping!
Not to mention overt sucking up.
Really? You're gonna go there?
You're not trying to suck up by giving me these, are you, Daniel?
But in all seriousness, sucking up to the composer or conductor or principal with colleagues watching is not smart.
Getting away with it though, that's smart.
I actually think I'm pretty subtle about it, aren't I?
Daniel, so what's today's offering?
It's a surprise.
I think we may have forgotten to mention talking badly about one's colleagues.
Oh, we did! How did that one get left out?
Probably because you and I know exactly how sharp Daniel can get, and we didn't want to go there.
Yeah, his pitch is... What kind of horn is he playing now anyway?
You know I'm right here, guys. I can hear everything you're saying.
Well, he still plays sharp, and that sound.
So, moving on. Do you have any other thoughts you'd like to share, Jim?
One of the best things about my career is that I could keep in shape just by being on the job. Recording for composers such as John Williams or Jerry Goldsmith during the day, rehearsing and performing with an orchestra nearly every night. As one gets older though, especially being successful and busy, it's easy to forget that maintaining your level of playing takes not just work, but an honesty about what's really going on between you and your instrument. Barry Tuckwell once said to me, "Jim, everyone thinks we have the magic secret," and then he chuckled. Because the magic secret is actually an understanding of fundamentals, how to set things up, how to produce music, and how to keep that hunger to do your absolute best alive. There are no shortcuts, and if you're not on top of your game, you have no one to blame except yourself. I should know, I began my career on the shoulders of giants who had hit an age where things weren't as easy for them as they had once been. And then I hit that age myself, and while I could once walk into a motion picture called knowing that James Horner, Alan Silvestri, or James Newton Howard would write the most imaginative horn solos for me, and I'd nail it, I found that certain ranges were not as agile as they'd once been, and things I'd never worried about would become musical snags. So I fought with myself until I fully faced that mirror and took my playing back to the woodshed. Musicians are athletes. We don't attain a certain skill level and then just remain there by chance or good luck or magic secrets. Work on it, on your playing, on the music you're producing. Love what you do. And as well, try not to do most of the things you've heard mentioned in this video.
I played the first of 2 rehearsals for a church job and got called last minute for a week with the LA Phil. I took the Phil and never got called by the church contractor again.
I was playing the opening piece on a concert with the LA Philharmonic. I realized just before the downbeat that I had left my part in the car. So I ran down to get it. But by the time I got back, they had already started. So I missed my piece. And I didn't get paid for it. Not too smart, but I stayed on the sub list.
As for me, after I'd won a few auditions and was getting busier, a contractor emailed me about a job. I forwarded it to my best friend at the time, writing, "Do I really need to do this? Sounds awful and the pay's even worse." Ugh, I'd accidentally included the contractor in my reply, and you can guess how many times he called me for work after that.
Hi, Daniel. I actually have something for you today.
Oh, I don't have my date book with me, but sure. Kopprasch Etudes?
This will help you get to where you want to be a lot faster.